On to another episode of Talking That Talk official podcast where we have comfortable and uncomfortable conversations. I am your host, Juice, aka No Ordinary Brother.
All right, what's good, world? I go by the name of King Exodus. Welcome back to your favorite show. If you're tapping in for the first time, welcome home. Make sure you hit that link in our bios, YouTube channel, subscribe for more content. All right, so before we have fun tonight, before y'all unfollow, curse out you, the normal thing, you feel me? Shout out to Diddy, man. He dropped that Love album, and great album, man. Great R&B album at that. Yeah, Diddy did his thing on that one. Check it out if you haven't. Alrighty, first mini topic. Got Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe recently did an interview with Stephen A. And I guess throughout the interview, Skip was brought up, right? So it was the big moment where Skip told him he was jealous of Tom Brady. And supposedly that was that moment where he was like, yo, I'm done. And, he said it took a lot for him not to put hands on Skip. And it was just very interesting for me to see him say that, because when he left Undisputed, he showed remorse for leaving. He cried. They had a moment where it was like they both were sad to see each other go. And then even still, even if you're tapping into what Shannon is doing now, I think his first couple of episodes with Stephen A., he called him Skip like I don't know how many times. So it's just weird, man. I don't know how close these two individuals were, but apparently Skip gave him an opportunity that he didn't have to, regardless of how his character was throughout the run. Honestly, I look at it as like some homeboy shit. They really just beefed over who liked what athlete. Shannon Sharpe like Patrick Mahomes, LeBron James, Skip like Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Baker Mayfield, Tom Brady, of course. And to me, that's the only tension that I saw, is that the debates became personal, just like they would in the barbershop. People, do worse over Kobe and LeBron, or Jordan and LeBron. People have shootouts, fights, brawls, riots. So at the end of the day, I just think that I didn't really like that comment that he made. And while at the same time showing love to that person on another time period. So I just feel like you got to pick one, man, and don't let disagreements and debates turn into personal tension between you and your bro or you and your friend. So you got it.
They always say, don't show a mature side in one door and then show your true sides in another door. That's the conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like, I wonder what Skip is thinking in his head. Like, yeah, hold on, bro. We had a problem. Why you just didn't pull me to the side? I'll be looking at it like that at the same time. Yes, we can see that they got into it several times, but for you to leave somewhere, like you said, wish them all the best of luck, and then turn around and be like, I put hands on. I don't know, man. That's like a weird moment. Like, that's like me and you put it apart. Like, yeah, man. Good luck, accident. Like, man, I don't know how many times I put hands. What? Like, no, it ain't no need for that, brother. Like, if you're gonna walk a certain path, just walk, dedicate yourself to it fully at the same time. You reveal a lot about yourself when you show two different sides to the public view too quick and too soon. Like you said, he had instances where he's already calling Stephen A. Smith Skip several times. I'm like, damn, has he missed Skip, or is it just like unprogrammed? He's unprogrammed. I think he missed the Skip. Like, regardless what anybody says, I think he missed the Skip, right? It's like me going on a date with a woman that's that's my ex. That's like me leaving my ex and going on a date with another woman, and I'm calling her by my ex name. That's gonna be like, yo, what's up, Ashley? Oh shit, that's right, you're not Ashley. Come on, come on, ex, it's some love, man. It's some love, man.
Yeah,
it's some love, man. That's all that's going on. He misses Skip. He don't know how to tell him, hey, listen, I miss you.
Hey, listen to the Love album. Listen to the Love album. It's a lot of love. Shout out to Diddy. All right, next on the list, Coach Prime. Yo, this is interesting. This black man is making history, right? whether we want to look at it financially, whether we want to look at it just on the impact level. He's being very, very brilliant with how he's marketing everything. He's taking it to a new level, right? But it's just kind of interesting how you have so many black people that's like rooting for him to lose. And, you know, whether you support someone's decision or not, at the end of the day, everyone doesn't feel as though they belong to the collective the way you feel as though you belong. And if you really want to keep it G, he did more for the culture than the people that feel as though he went against the culture. Let's just also realize that. So how much does the person have to give back to the culture while giving back to the culture? And they have to do it in a particular fashion in order to gain the respect of the people that they're doing it for? But first and foremost, you make moves, right, for your family, your bloodline, right? It means nothing if we constantly give it back to the culture for free, but we never build up our bloodlines on the generational level. We all want to scream about generational wealth, but you can't simultaneously give back to the culture for free and build generational wealth all at the same time, all the time. There's going to be some moments where you got to get the back. So if you have some people that's doing it for the culture, that's fine. But we also need some people to get the bag for the culture, right? So we have to not be so judgmental within these spaces. So hopefully everything goes fine with this man's coaching career. Hopefully he reaches new heights, right? And I just really find it weird that people consider themselves to be pro-black, but then root against black people because you don't agree with them. That's not being pro-black, that's anti-black. So let's say you're pro something else. You're pro people that think like you. You're pro whatever, but that's not pro-black. So you got it.
Oh man, I'm gonna keep it simple. Listen, DR, keep doing what you're doing. You're making a great impact, regardless of what people say. I told X today when we was talking in private, I was saying, listen, bro, DR really just disrupted a lot of things when it comes to the coaching aspect. He's a college coach getting paid more than professional coaches. I don't think y'all understand the impact he's gonna have to a point where professional coaches are going to start asking for the same cut that he's getting paid on a college level. They're like, listen, these are professional athletes. He's getting paid more than us, and he's in college. What's going on with that? So the ability to disrupt any field, especially as a black individual, hey, listen, my hat's off to you. Bottom line. And I know a lot of people who's going to follow Deion Sanders regardless of any situation. So, hey, shout outs and all that. What's going on, T-Baby? And yeah, that's all I got to say on Coach Prime. Hey, he's doing what he's doing. I respect the hustle. I respect everything that's going on. So, hey, my hat's off to the bro.
All right. Last little mini topic. People have taken social media venting to a new level. And when trying to blend it with street culture, it's very amazing. But Nicki Minaj's husband went on a rant looking for an offset and ended up getting what three months house arrest for it, right? Look, as adults, first off, we gotta learn how to deal with our problems off of social media. That's not what these platforms are for. But it's just very interesting now that we blended with the street culture. Now everybody's street beef, who killed who did what, it's all on the fucking internet. Like, you're snitching on yourself. I don't know why. That's like rule number one if you really come from that culture. So it's just very interesting how we put everything on social media, including situations like this. And another point of this, look, men really have to learn how to stay out of female beef. That's not our place either. So I'll let you do your thing on that. We can move on.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't say a group of females are innocent of those situations. Some females actually put the battery in the men's back in order for them to act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, listen, if a woman got that bag and the man is down on side, sometimes she has no other choice but to act in a way she wants him to act. But it also takes a certain stillness of that man to realize, listen, whatever you got going on, I'm not going to act like that. If anything, I'll be cordial, or listen, I'm going to try to put an end to this. I don't, that's the interesting thing, right? I don't see a lot of men when women beef try to come like, hey, listen, let me go talk to her and see what's going on? What can we come to an alliance, agreement, alliance? What can we do to settle this dispute? It's just like, listen, I'm right with my woman, wrong or right. That was like I said, if you're gonna lead as a man, just know you're not leading if you're not if you're not doing handling situations like that.
Trigger fingers turn into Twitter fingers. That's what everybody doing now, man. So, alrighty,
All right.
main event. Main event. The games women play. Why, ladies? Why?
Hey,
We're gonna have fun on that, man. All right, so look, this is the basis of this one, right? So this ain't gonna be an all-out slugfest like what you're thinking. So I was watching these skits about Country Wayne. Shouts out to the team. So within this particular skit, we have an individual, two individuals at a workplace, male and female, right? So there's an attraction there between the two, but the female is engaged, all righty? So her fiance is cheating on her with somebody at the job, right? She finds out. So what does she do to get her get back? She starts entertaining a guy that she know they have a thing, chemistry. So that turned into sex. That turned into a lot of things. So it all blows up. She come out. She's like, look, bro, I was just using you to get back at him. Nothing more, nothing less. So everybody get fired because shit pop off, right? So these two individuals end up getting a job back. So now bro is looking at it like, look, okay, bet I got you in the friend zone now. You got me in the friend zone, so we friends. What does she do? Now she's like, I think I like him. Alrighty? She's saying I think I like him. So she's throwing out hint after hint after hit to get his attention, but he like, I remember what happened, so I don't even see you like that no more because you don't see me like that. Right? So his ex come into the mix. He started venting to this female, you know what I'm saying, about his ex. She gets frustrated. Boom. She decides to go back to her ex-fiance that was cheating on her, right? So they have a moment about something else. And he like, look, you women chose these men. That's no good. So you deal with them. Whatever goes on in those relationships has nothing to do with me. Y'all mind y'all business, I mind my business, right? So she like, you just gonna turn your feelings off like that? You just gonna go cold? He like, look, you chose that dude. That's your business. So she like, well, the only reason I chose him is because you wouldn't pay me no attention. I'm like, wow, God damn it. Right? So here we are in the situation. The games women play, right? So sometimes they can be, there's always an instinct of justification, but justification doesn't necessarily make things right. So that's the intro behind the conversation. I'll let you do your thing, man.
All right, y'all. Let me tell y'all right now, like I said, there's different ways to cheat. Emotionally is one of the first things that we would tend to cheat with, right? Get your feelings all involved with it. You don't know what you're going to do as a man. Does she really like me? Does she love me? Is she just playing with my emotions? She knows she got to do. What's going on here? Listen, we all have been used as pawns at one point in time and might not have been aware of it. I don't know about all men. Hey, listen, I can say, hey, listen, sometimes I participate in things I didn't even know I was a part of, you know? But we see this throughout time, countless times in history. You know, women having sex with the opposition, all of a sudden a war breaks out. You got countries going to war. Listen, the emotional chemistry that goes on is, how can you say it? It's unbelievable. But to get to that end goal, I can't lie. Hey, listen, some women got clear objective and know how to get to it. If it goes through using a man in order to make it happen, so be it. Listen, you have some of your top politicians right now that are women that some didn't work their way up there and some didn't work their way up there. We're just gonna say that part. So
stay down till you come up.
Listen.
Literally.
Yeah, you gonna stay down, baby. You gonna stay down. Oh man, let me get back focused on this, man. You throwing me off. But yeah, man, this is gonna be an interesting topic. Because like I said, I believe we're gonna give examples, even maybe in our personal lives, situations we observed. Like I said, hey, when I play these games, will you be simple, straightforward? You know what? Let me start it off right now. God damn it, let me start off right now. Why is it the man gotta be straightforward with his intentions and stuff, and a woman can just be like, no, I just want to know how you was gonna answer. You know, depending on how you answer, you know, I'll let you know how I want to proceed forward, man. I never understood that shit, man. I can tell when somebody's gaming me up off that response alone. Like for instance, I had somebody that said, "Yeah, I'm looking for a man to court me." Me personally, I know people use words and don't understand them sometimes. So I said, "What does court mean to you?" She said, "What does it mean to you?" I said, "Okay, now I know we don't even need to go down that lane, right?" Because I said, first of all, I'm not courting for sex. I court for relationships. And then when you court, it's for a relationship to a marriage. Y'all just use words loosely and you'd be like, oh, want a man to court me. And then I'd be like, all right, cool. Just know I ain't courting for no ass. So, but it's a crazy world out here, man. Like, hey, that's how I'm gonna start off, man. I'm gonna start off right there, man. You got my blood boiling right there. You got my blood boiling.
And that is why you got to use condoms. All right. So
What you say? What you say?
now, if they mind like that, I'm saying that's definitely why you got to use condoms, man.
Gotta use
If you
condoms,
need
man.
to get in, that might not be a
Condoms,
good idea.
lubes, and then you put the sperm killer right there on the tip too, baby.
What Greg say? Hot sauce in the condom? What did he say?
Man, listen, whatever you gotta do, man. Hey, stay baby free, man.
All right. So look, we have to get to a space to where people say what they mean. Because if you don't say what you mean and you allow an opportunity to pass, you can't be bitter after that. You can't say, man, ain't shit. You can't be jealous and try to crash the new female's position and all that shit and throw shade and do all that. You just gotta let that shit go, right? So the breakdown I opened with is all of that shit could have been avoided by the females just simply, first off, she would have to admit she was wrong for using the guy, right? So we're in a space of time to where females can use men at their disposal, but if a man use her, he deserves to go to hell,
Hey, he's
right?
going to hell, first plane ticket.
Right. So that's trash, right? So you got to erase that whole situation. But nonetheless, you have to be able to express your feelings. People don't like to be vulnerable. That's true, whatever, but you don't get no type of great rewards if you're not taking great risks. And that's what conversations come. You feel me? So, men, you know, we read signs, you feel me? But sometimes we don't. We ain't telepathic. Y'all damn sure ain't telepathic. So everything boils down to communication, you feel me? So if you communicate over the simple things and your feelings, once you do get together, then you actually have to communicate within a relationship. Everybody's looking for the next person to read their mind, right? And that's just not how shit works. You can't just sit back and observe what people do and then judge by that either, right? Because communication is literally telling people what you expect from them, what you want from them. That goes back to like guidelines, principles, morals, all that good shit, all these words people throw around. Right. You have to keep having conversations with people to make sure their principles and morals and expectations are still the same. That shit can change, right? So you can level up, make some extra money. I don't know. Go to the gym, drop a couple of pounds, gain the body you want, and then your expectations change. Who knows? But that's what the communication is for, right? So that's my intro into it. And when females don't necessarily communicate, we have to stop condoning that behavior. So whatever happens after the miscommunications, that's a you problem. That's not a him problem. That's not his problem. Yeah, you got it.
Hey, listen. One thing about me, even X will tell you, I'm a very direct person to a point. I don't know how it's going to affect you, but baby, it's going to affect you. There's no need to play games, right? Let's just move forward. One thing I catch myself when it comes to like speaking, whether it's just asking questions or making conversations, is that sometimes people play naive just to see if you'll straighten them out. That's right, fellas. They want to know if you're gonna straighten them out. They get out of line, and you're gonna check it right then and there. You're gonna be passive. The more you allow, hey, the more they're gonna play. The more you don't allow, hey, they know not to play. Do I gotta say that there? For that? I might have to say that again. The more you allow, the more they'll play. The more you don't allow, the more they know not to play. I don't know. I might be preaching a little bit tonight, brother. But anyway, one of the best things you can ever do as a man is be able to how can you say that? Have a good sense of who you're dealing with. I'm more of a observer socially, one on one, group wise. Because one thing I learned, some people act completely different around different individuals in different settings. Now I understand adaptation to the environment, but I also understand some people are choosing when to be themselves and when not to be themselves. Right? I remember I was dealing with somebody that was all jolly, all jolly in a group setting. And but by ourselves, she was like always like upset, depressed. And a part of me was just confused, like, yo, how can you put on this mask so well in public, but behind closed doors, I gotta get consumed with, this type of energy. I gotta heal you, I gotta nurture you, I gotta make sure everything's okay. But the minute we walk out that door, it's yeah, I had a good time last night. Listen, I was just holding you last night. You was crying and shit. What are we doing here? So, but one thing I learned is being vulnerable in the time periods where somebody's showing emotions can get you more emotionally invested. So even when they cry at times, don't fall for that shit.
Hmm. Hmm. Hey, they all got a switch, a cross switch. It's like that.
It's just like that, like shit, it ain't working right now. I gotta cry.
Cry harder. Next switch.
Hey, tell my father wasn't there for me. Let me stop, bro.
Hey, anything to stop that.
Hey,
All right, so look,
stop that.
one thing I've seen, and going back to that communication thing, right?
Mhm.
If you ever notice, most people, well, we're talking about females in this one, most females will do more talking to other people during breakup scenarios than the person they need to be talking to, which is the person, quote unquote, that you want back in your life. That's very weird. That's weird. But anyway, moving forward.
Mhm.
I've seen situations where a man can give a woman advice, hardcore advice. Hey, watch this person, watch this, this ain't good for you, whatever. And then the women would ignore the man's advice, keep these people within their circle, keep them within their proximity, shit fall apart, chaos take place. And then they go back to the man to save the day. And it's like, look, I look at it as a game, maybe not intentional, but you can't blame men, right, for not responding to situations that they're not responsible for, that you're responsible for, especially if that man already gave you advice prior,
Gotta feel it. Gotta feel
right? So every man not gonna come with that Superman cape and fly in and save whatever type of situation goes down, right? Everybody wants, well, women in particular cases want to be independent women, but don't want to be accountable adults in certain situations when they fall apart. So if y'all are partners, right, that means you have to trust his wisdom just like he got to trust your wisdom. You can't give him all the advice in the world, expect him to listen to you, but then if he tells you, hey, that's a snake right there, hey, that's this right there, listen to me. You're like, no, 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 whatever. And then something happens, then you're like, oh, babe, I need help with that. No, right? So time and time at again, men get judged off the wrong things that they shouldn't be judged for in the beginning. So I feel like if you spend less time cleaning up behind him, he spend less time cleaning up behind you, y'all can actually move forward, make progress, enjoy each other's time and space. But you have to be able to listen. So we can't hold men accountable for situations that really at the end of the day it don't have shit to do with them. So I'll let you tell your story.
Tell us time, man. Yeah, really. Y'all know Juice gonna trip y'all out, but hey, listen, this is what I do, man. There's certain rules I put into play when I'm dating somebody or I get in a relationship with somebody. One of the rules I put in place, I said, listen, I don't like my woman being out. I don't like my woman being out late, especially when we're dating or in a relationship. Some people look at it like, oh, you're gonna. I was like, listen, anything can happen at night, regardless of the situation. I'd rather you be out during the day with your friends, brunch, lunch, whatever. But at nighttime, it's a whole different scenario. Anything can happen. The environment's more active. So, talk to this young lady. And I said, hey, listen, I don't like my woman being out late at night. She's like, hey, I'm going to be going out with my friends tonight. I said, okay. I go to sleep. No, before I go to sleep, we get a little text message back and forth like, hey, you know what? I think I'm done clubbing. don't think I want to do this no more. It's like, yo, boy, listen, just have fun. Like you said you have fun. I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. There's a picture on my phone of a car glass back window broken out. Car glass door got broken into. Some stuff was stolen out. Now, do you think I took care of that? Absolutely not. See, when it comes to protection, provision, and certain things I'm willing to do for a woman, it comes with authority. Maybe some men would be more passive towards you, be like, don't worry, baby, I'll take care of it. Nah, not over here. So, when she understood that, the only thing I did was just give her advice. So she was like, hey, listen, I'm trying to find somebody who can do my window. I said, listen, here's some people that can pay for it. These are some people that can do it. These are some people that work and get it done today. I know it's a holiday tomorrow, so nobody's working. But like we say, depending on who you in a relationship with, there's definitely some standards, boundaries, and what's the word? Standards, boundaries, requirements, and you're just gonna have to apply by, right? Because then people say like, wow, you really let me go through the situation and not do anything. Love, you've been told what I said into place. If you do what I say, you'll be provided for, right? This is another saying, right? Sam, give you the same relationship type of thing. When I was paying, when I would pay for things for when I'm in a relationship with someone, sometimes their daddy would have to pay for certain activities that happen, something that has occurred. And I remember one time this dude her dad approached me one time, like, hey man, you dated my daughter, and you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to be able to protect and provide, but if I'm doing everything, how I'm supposed to trust you with your leadership? I said, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. You only pay for things when your daughter disrespects me. When I said that man looked at me crazy, he looked at me crazy. I said, so imagine, like, I can do everything you're telling me, but why would I do it if your daughter disrespects me? I got to lay out certain principles. So every time you go in your pocket, most likely she disrespected me. I said, other than that, you don't hear from her, do you? He's like, no, I don't. All right. So as that conversation happened, I also started asking him a little bit of questions. I'm like, listen, have you ever tried to like punish your daughter, but you felt like it didn't work at the time, so you hurried up and did something to counteract it? Basically, when she was upset, you was like, you know what, I can't do this to baby girl. Let me go ahead and take her out for ice cream. See, there's certain things I can still see when I'm dating your daughter is based off the relationship she did have with other men. And like I said, man, you're only paying for when she disrespects me. This man shook my hand and said, you won't hear from me again.
Right.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep the ball moving, man. Let's keep the ball moving.
That was good, the fact you even tried it. Look, men lead with action, no doubt, but men also lead with their wisdom. You go against that man's wisdom, there's consequences behind it. You feel me? Like, so anyway. All right. So then we have the whole situation to where some women date men that they're not sexually attracted to. Or to the free food culture, you know, getting things out of that man, whatnot.
Beyonce tickets.
Sugar daddies that don't ever get no sugar, like all things. And it's weird because a lot of young ladies are even being raised to grow into that culture as well. So where it's okay to entertain guys that you're not attracted to. Look, if roles were reversed and men were dealing with women for no apparent reason at all, let's just say not even like sexually, we're not having. Let's say these people are getting things taken care of, money, bills paid, whatever, it would be a complete immoral thing. It'll be the lowest thing on earth. And it is. When you see Pookie and Ray Ray, you know what I'm saying, chilling on the couch while she out working, everybody say that's not a man. Right? So anyway, long story short, Kevin Samuels, everyone said it. If you're not sexually attracted to a man, don't even waste his time.
Don't even go out on that date.
Don't even go out on a date. And even if you go on a date, cool, fine. Make sure you drive yourself. Make sure you pay for your own shit. Make sure you do all that shit yourself. That way, if you magically get attracted to him out of nowhere, because y'all say that sometimes, I don't know what it was. I just, out of nowhere, I started liking him. Woo. Now you're giving it up on an equal level. You don't own nothing. You don't owe you nothing. But I ain't saying that just because men pay for something or they invest their time, they automatically get something. But we can't waste people's time. Long story short. So it's even in the music nowadays to where women is like really just pushing the whole agenda that they got multiple options.
Mm-hmm.
This dude pay for this dude take care of this.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta cut all that shit out, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real. We gotta cut all that out. That's not legit. That's not good behavior. But like I say, it's very disrupting when the younger ladies come across this information. I was having a conversation with a family member. She's a teenager, and you know, it's this one guy that she was dating. Okay, cool. Tell me about him. She's telling me about him. She like to do whatever. They not together. I'm entertaining it. I'm listening to it. Okay, cool. Y'all not. All right, cool. So then she hit me with, well, it's these other two guys I'm talking to. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. What that mean? She like, well, you know, I mean, you know, I'm like, so if he was talking to other females, would you be okay with it? Pause, you know, hesitation, whatever. I'm like, look, get that dude the same respect you want in return, right? So then moving forward, she was like, well, the other guys she didn't even like, and that's going back to what I'm saying. So I'm like, if you don't like these other guys, don't even waste their time. Because if they did it to you, it'll be a problem. Now, this is a teenage girl, like I said, a family member. So if she's thinking like that now, it's a no-brainer. Who taught her that? And I slide on that. You got it.
Oh, listen, fellas, it's quick. You need to find out which man are you. Are you the only man? Are you electrician man? You the food guy? You the drop that dick off and leave? You the plug guy? You the promoter guy? It's evident that you find out where you fall within some of these relationships, man. Because listen, what they say, hey, it just might be your time to shine, man. I didn't watch women pick dudes up that they stopped talking to for months. Like it's not like, hey, I was just checking on you, see how you been. No, what the fuck? No, you didn't. Whatever you had going on must have stopped existing. Like we gotta be able to be honest with each other when some of these situations arise. Oh man. One of the things you were saying, man, it just popped in my mind and it just left it, man. Oh, this. I never understood personally why accept money from somebody you have no interest in. Right? I people want to always claim they're some type of top tier individual, some type of they got class, they got etiquette, they're this and that. I said I know no woman on that level that accept money from men they're not interested in. There's a certain thin line that where you cross and you don't cross when it comes to class, etiquette, manners. It's just something they'll do. One time me and an ex of mine was going through something, right? And I said, listen, when you come back healed from the situation that has happened, we can come back together, we can move forward, we can make things happen. This person sent me some money, was like, here, I know you like food. I sent the money right back. I said, listen, this is not going to work. I need you to actually pay attention, like, stay focused on what you got going on to where you can't sway the situation with money. So that's what some of y'all do. Some of y'all like when men sway the situation with money, knowing you're not really into it, but you be like, well, you got a little money. Let's see where it goes. And then people try to equate money with possessiveness. Hey, listen, face it. Some men are possessive when they spend money on you. Some people actually will equate that to that. Like, listen, I spend money on you. Hey, listen, you're mine. And people are like, no, you're not mine. That's why I said you got to really understand your character and morals and what you're willing to accept and not accept from men is one of the biggest things you need to be able to do within your lifestyle. If you accept anything, you'll get anything. And sometimes it's not the shit you really want, but it comes with being grounded, understand your surroundings, and also watch the women who pour into you mentally. I be seeing here some crazy shit. Women will encourage women to make badass decisions. We don't talk about that. I know people who have grandmothers, aunts, cousins who'd have told them, like, just go have fun. You'll get the experience. Listen, I'm going to be an asshole when I say this. But listen, sometimes y'all experience is nothing more than sex to the next man. Y'all don't even actually come back with something significant. Like nothing that's gonna actually help build that man up. Hey, listen, sometimes the experience is just sexual. It's nothing more. But hey, listen, I'm gonna stop right there before somebody yank my coattail. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there.
All right. Look, another skit. I break it down real quick.
Mhm.
You got a female. She dealt with this dude, mistreated her, didn't give her a title. All right, that didn't work out.
Mhm.
The chick came to the picture. She goes out. She get engaged. She getting ready to get married, but then she go back and start cheating with the same dude. All right. So look, it's a title game that a lot of people play, and then sometimes in this title game, the goalpost gets moved. Like I say, in this situation, she's cheating on her fiance under the pretense that they're not married yet.
Mhm.
Right. So you got the guy that you really want, the man of your dreams. Only thing you got to do is keep moving forward with him. But you double back to go back to this guy that ain't worth nothing, so to speak, because he's fun. Look, men know they don't get to do everything at the same time. It's not too many dudes that can play in the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, be a real estate agent, leave there, go represent somebody in a law case, then leave there, then go. Look, you don't get to wear that many different hats. And that's when you really want to get into that title world and get into that marriage life and all that shit, your your sense of fun changes. You don't get to have it all at the same time. Now, if a man play that same game, he gonna lose it all. And that's why when I talk to women, I be like, "Yo, you playing a man game right now?" And they like, "Why you call it a man game?" 'Cause I know, look, at the end of the day, the man know, look, if if this don't work out in my favor, I can end up in court, whether it's
Mhm.
divorce court, child support court. You know, I could just lose multiple chicks, lose money and time.
Mhm.
Men accept their losses and move on. They don't cry about it. Well, some dudes do cry about it nowadays and jump off the freeways, and
Man, listen,
that's another.
let's we ain't doing that.
But they can accept the losses, right? So I'm just saying, long story short, if you're gonna play that kind of game, be able to accept the possible losses. But that whole title shit, it serves its purpose for people to be responsible. But in this particular situation, she kept moving the goalposts. But look, if bad guys, quote unquote, seem to get the better deal out of women, then that's gonna spread the message to dudes. I need to get on my fuckboy vibes, right? I'm gonna get more fun, less problems. Then more dudes is just gonna start thinking like that. Kevin Samuels even had a video where he was like, "Look, I was a good guy for all these relationships, and the shit didn't work out. I was this, I was an asshole, and all this, and I didn't get those same results."
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So in the real world, he was like, "Look, a lot of women just want a quote unquote uh, a bad guy to kind of have a little bit of good boy representation in him.
Mhm.
You want like a hug and a suit. That shit don't exist all the time. You feel me? So you just gotta be careful about what you want and be realistic at the same time. You're not really gonna get all of these things combined into one person in one situation. So just it's not always men that fuck up a good thing. It's not too many females that'll leave any relationship. I don't care, a relationship, a situationship, whatever kind of ship she left. It's not many females that's gonna say, you know what, I fumbled that. I fucked up. I
Mhm.
ain't 31. I ain't never heard that. It's always, well, he didn't know what he had.
It's always he don't know what he had, man. It's always he don't know, man.
Right. So I'm just like, look, man, if everybody gonna grow and learn and move accordingly, yo, it would be nice to know that, females are taking accountability on that one. So you got it.
Man, listen. Let me go ahead and fire off on this goddamn shit. Couple shots. Blickle, blickle, blickle.
Mhm.
Man, listen. I always had a problem with titles, man. And this is why, right? I done met women that say they're relationship oriented, right? Relationship oriented, right? That means, listen, I don't do anything unless I'm in a relationship. Listen, I love those type of women. Be honest with you, I love those type of women. I said it before. Listen, I look for a relationship with women who are relationship oriented because it shows that they're able to be compatible with one individual for a long time periods, right? Not to say, listen, I don't want to get all technical before people are like, yeah, but you don't know she done cheated. Hey, listen, we're not going into that. Like I said, relationship oriented shows me that she could be loyal, committed to one single man within a relationship for long periods of time. What I don't like is when people say they're relationship oriented and you also know they're in situationships. I really don't tend to get in relationships with people who are situational. Why? Because technically, if you're in a situationship, you're already giving everything to the same person without the title of a relationship. So if I ain't got to be committed, I ain't got to say we're doing all this, I ain't got to put a title on it. Why the fuck would I do it later on? There's no point. Like, no, bro, you in a situationship. Why would I take you serious? And people don't like that, but listen, it's the honest goddamn truth. It's the honest goddamn truth. Well, for me, it is because I'm not looking at upgrading relationships due to what you will allow yourself to participate in for X amount of years. If you had a situationship for like 2, 3, 4, no, no, I'm not going to do a relationship. No, absolutely no. You know what I'm saying? And but then that's another thing where I said I have seen women push on certain situationships to other young ladies and cousins and nieces in their family, like, oh, it's okay, like just that's why I said, like, bro, yeah, what experience are they getting through that they couldn't get through a committed relationship? But like I said, hey, listen, relationships are boring. Like, hey, fuck it, it's routine, it's structure. I'm a very structured person, so it's gonna get boring at times, baby. But listen, trust me, when I'm spontaneous in the motherfucker. But at the same time, if you will allow yourself to commit yourself to something that had no value, no title, then the next man comes around. It's a must. He does this. It's a must. He does this. It's a must. He does that. I ain't accepting nothing less. I need a title. All I'm gonna do is be like, well, why don't you do it with the last guy? Well, that guy was different. Oh, well, fuck. Hey, I'm the same guy. The same guy you left, and now I'm right here. That's the game I can play. That's the game I can play. I can tell you, we're in a relationship and playing like a situationship. But
Man,
I digress.
that's a sex game, man. Look, if we wasn't together before we had sex, after we had sex, don't hit me with that. So what are we? Uh, that's when dude do this shit here. Shit.
I don't know,
Shit.
man. I don't know.
Sex game, man. Look at him. So look, pretty much like the next guy always pays the highest price. That shit is trash. Look, if you learn from your mistakes, that's fine. That's cool. That's great. But that don't mean you give less to the next guy. He an innocent bystander. He ain't got nothing to do with your mistakes. Once you own your mistakes, then you can move forward. But you didn't just make mistakes and giving somebody too much that didn't deserve what you gave them. I hate narrative, right? You was just so giving and somebody else just took. So now all these other dudes that ain't got shit to do with that, they get the lesser. And then once they get the sex, your body, whatever, they go back to the title game. Look, you can't sell a man a used product and still expect it to be at the highest market value price. That's just not even possible. This is where you got to have other qualities, other things that can allow you to sell at a high price. This is where you got to have a brain, personality, character. You got, you have to have to go along with that. So I ain't saying just because you not a virgin or what have you that you less value completely. I ain't saying that. You just got to be realistic about what you giving the next man. Look, the next guy, he's stepping into a situation knowing he ain't the first. Probably ain't gonna be the last. What they say is never yours. It's just your turn right now, bro. Hopefully your turn lasts as long as you know what I'm saying, longevity. So you know that, man. Get that dude a good deal. You know what I'm saying? Build up your character, your personality. Don't be an asshole to men that don't have anything to do with all these other issues and problems that you got. You got a lot of women who will get into relationships and you never worked on your daddy issues. You never worked on the issues had with your uncle. You never worked on the issues you had with your grandpa. Fix all that shit first, right? Before you try to pressure men to be with you. A lot of women just want a man. It's like, look, first you have to know how to accept a man and deal with a man before you just want a man. You ever hear a man talk and then you hear all these negative reactions coming from women just because he's talking? That's a problem. It shouldn't be a trigger. So we got to get used to men being men and leading. Look, I was talking to a female, and she was telling me a situation, and she was like, look, he should just sit these women down and set them straight. I'm like, what culture you come from?
Where you come from? You see, I said the same thing.
So a black man gonna sit them down, sit multiple women down, orchestrate the conversation, not get cut off, rule and conquer the room, and set everybody straight. Get the fuck out of here. Like that shit don't happen, man. If you want men to be men in those situations, you got to know how to play your role as a woman. But if men can't be men and lead and talk and actually orchestrate conversation, something simple as a conversation, then come on now, kill that shit. You really don't want men to be men. You want men to be men when you want them to be men. And that's going back to the games. That's going back to the bullshit. And that's why you got people like Kevin Samuels. Maybe a little overly aggressive, right? But that's what society created. You got to respond to the bullshit. You can't go into a fight, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no rules in a fight, but you still trying to be like, well, I ain't going to use no weapons, and you getting hit with every weapon. You got to eventually pick up some weapons if you want to make it out that fight. Feel me? And another thing, going back to like the next guy always paying a higher price, everybody got a track record. Everybody got a pass. That's cool. But you have to be honest. Like, if you come across somebody and they're the best you can came across, show some appreciation.
Lock that shit down. I'm gonna be
You deserve more than what you've already had. But if you do come across more than what you've had, you don't get more than that. You already got the best deal possible. Take the fucking deal, show some appreciation. Game over. Don't keep thinking it's more, right? And a lot of men don't have that abundance mindset, and that's sad. But look, that's not how life works. If you never had a guy pay for things, take you out, I don't know, whatever, and then you do come across these type of men, make a decision. But don't add to that, because you can't add to something that you never had. And I've seen a lot of women do that. They're building their dream guy on fantasies and dreams, and none of it got shit to do with reality. Juice, I've heard you say this before, when women say, look, I want this type of man. I want him to be like this. I want him to do that. First question you ask is, okay, cool. Have you ever seen this before? What they like? You know any man like that? So what the fuck are we talking about? Be realistic with what we want. But needless to say, look, you come across the best person, and I ain't talking about on the fantasy world shit. If you just come across the best person thus far, show some appreciation. I feel like a lot of men would have that whole mind state of being acting chivalry and doing all these type of things if it was appreciated. I don't know too many. I know a lot of men out there with families, work hard, do what they got to do, take care of everything. They never get a thank you. They get lipped. They get told what they don't do. They get told probably, you know, what they not taking care of, but they never get a simple thank you. So I'll let you do your thing.
All right, y'all. So listen, when you ever come across that man, I want y'all to do this. Y'all buy him this Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Yes, today is content day, baby. I just got to throw it out there. Y'all know I'll be doing content with my suits, man. Wait a minute, let's get back on task. Okay. So listen, this is the main thing that you got to look at, right? There's 10 seconds on the shot clock, right? The ball's position, you up one. That's the best person you got right now. See, all you got to do is get the ball and hold the ball until the shot clock goes out. What some of y'all do is try to shoot, miss it, and then somebody else comes along, shoots it, and then takes the best thing you ever had in your life. I don't even know if I need to say that again, bro. But like I said, listen, people will play off your rebound and win the game of life. That's what I'm getting at. So sometimes all you gotta do, X, you play basketball. Well, we would play basketball. What they say? Hold the ball and we win the game. All you gotta do is hold on to the person you got that they gave you everything, but y'all still be like, nah, I think I can do better and shit. And listen, it's the same thing for men. I see men trying to joke. I'm like, hey, bro, keep the ball, bro. That's the best chick I ever see you with. You know what I'm saying? I got a little money now. Some girls be on. I say, bro, you're confusing attention with what you got right now, bro. Just keep the ball. Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I stay on the ground. Okay, bro, go ahead. Fuck up, you got caught up. Now it's over.
Say, you brought.
All y'all gotta do is hold the ball, bro. It's not that all. I'm not even gonna say the bag, I'm gonna say the ball, because like I said, every time you drop the ball, somebody else picks it up and wins the game. And sometimes if nobody else picks up that ball, there's a reason why nobody wants to pick you up. That ball, and listen, that ball be damaged. It's not another goal. Nobody wants to play with the ball. Hey, listen.
You can't even read if it's a Spalding or Wilson or nothing.
Spalding, Wilson, we don't even know what it is, man. This is the type of, how they have balls already sitting on the side ready to get in the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ball that somebody bring to the court, like, hey, let's play with my ball. Somebody say, I don't want to play with that shit. They throw it back, man. But oh my goodness, man.
Hey, look, you brought up a big word, man. Attention. Well, they said it best. Some women to sell their souls just to buy some attention. Like, look, going back to the whole dating thing, relationship. It's weird that attention is a loaded word. If you're rocking with a dude, he's responsible. You're taking care of what he needs to take care of. How important is it that you still get the small attention at the same time? How important is it? How important is it if he don't look at you a certain way? How important is that? Once people get to creating families, you got kids involved, shits in y'all name together. You can't just split all that shit up over attention. I don't know. Hopefully somebody take that and run with it and look in the mirror. That is not a reason to leave a household, relationship, or family over attention. Right? So anyway, my last point. Gotta do this, man. Gotta do this. I was gonna save it for the next one, but look, going back to that scenario. If you're in a relationship with a dude, boom, we get into this whole space of being monogamous, right? I was listening to an interview. What's that dude? I can't think of it, but it's a couple at podcasts. And he was like, look, we married. I take care of the bills. I do all these things. But when I come home and I want to have sex, I can't have sex with you. So he's like, what's the point of being monogamous if you're not going to please the sexual appetite of a man in a monogamous relationship? If that's the case, I should have another woman. She could have easily just had sex with the dude, easily. Instead, or he was like, look, just wear something. I want you to wear anything. She could have easily did any of that. Instead, they fell out. She wouldn't entertain another dude. Long story short, they went through some shit. They fixed it. But it's just very interesting. Like, look, if you got a man that's taking care of what he needs to take, I ain't saying because y'all checklist is big as shit. If you got a man, you know what I'm saying? He a good dude. He's solid. His morals, whatever. What's so hard about making the whole sexual thing, right, applicable to him in the space that he's being monogamous with you? We have a lot of women that want to be in monogamous relationships, but when it comes to that, a lot of these married men, they don't get their rocks off. That's just a conversation that got to be had. Like I said, they had it on that podcast talk with Angela Yee, and it was just interesting. The whole time he was talking about, look, I take care of this, I pay for this, I do this, I do that, and she wasn't doing that. Angela Yee was quiet. The minute he
talking about dead ass podcast, yeah,
the dead ass podcast situation. So yeah, look, that's a part of appreciation as well. Just in case nobody told y'all that, all of that is appreciation.
Yeah,
all of that.
Give me all that.
Yeah.
Give me all that.
Kevin Samuels, that whole space. Look, they like, look, a man should never go to sleep without getting his rocks off. Y'all gonna be in a relationship.
His belly full, his balls empty.
That's the key to success. I hope you served y'all well. You
Oh man, listen. That's for me, man. I'm gonna wait till I comment on that. That's a whole episode. I done talked about it several times. I said, listen, if you think you're gonna weaponize sex against me, I don't know if you want to ever be around me. Because listen, whatever you want to call it, like no, that's I don't know. People want to torture themselves. Go ahead, torture yourself, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I said that in the past. I just said that now. Who's to say I haven't changed? I'm just, I could just be making a comment right now, but I could be serious right now. Like one of the best things a man told me was give your woman the best ability of being uncomfortable. Never know what you're capable of doing. That's the best gift. That's why she stay on top. She stay thinking on your mind. She'll think of ways to how to please you. She'll think of this and that. But always remember at the same time, if your routine's too basic, they get annoyed. Better do something that normal. What happened with in that movie with Tyler Perry? One day came out. She was like, "You're a genius." She's like, "Yeah, today's casual day, baby." She said, "Oh, I knew his whole routine. I knew what time he would get home. And I don't know who this man is no more." And listen, she better not ever know what kind of man you are. You better just keep improving and throwing it off. That's the best gift you can do, brother. I mean, listen, you want to come in different lingeries? I know I do. Shit, I go down that route. Keep your body in shape, keep your mind right, and do all the necessary things when it comes to providing and provision. Like I said, I'll be down to be disrespected on that level. That's why I say I don't even take. You don't have to do something for me to take you serious.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship and your mouth ain't sore and your body ain't aching, you know what I'm talking about? I don't think you wifey material. You know what I'm talking about? You got to put in that work.
Oh man, there was something I was gonna say, man, but I forgot it.
You got to put in. Look, I'll throw you alley oop on this one. Modern women wanting traditional men. Do you think?
That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
Do you think?
That's not gonna work. I've seen too many times people want to ride the median of when to be traditional, when not to be traditional. That's something I despise. Like, listen, if you want to commit to something, we're going to commit to it fully. I do believe in the fact that if you've been raised a particular way, then it is for me to try to change you to something else, right? This is why X will tell you, like when people say partner, and sometimes you can see me even on live, I'll shake up like, bro, yeah, it's not that y'all truly want a partner. You want somebody who's going to help and aid you. But if they ask for assistance from you, is you supposed to be the man. I see that too many times when people just play like both sides. It's one of the biggest stories I told y'all before. A man can date a woman, right? There's certain things he's going to have to pass before he can get everything out of the woman, right? He might say, "Hey, look, love, I would like to take you on a date." You're like, "Well, listen, I don't date nobody unless we do this type of date." Man does that date. Ask a woman like, "Hey, listen, I'm interested in taking you out of town." "Hey, well, listen, I only go out of town with my boyfriend." "Okay, cool. Well, hey, love, can I get you to come to the family reunion?" "Well, listen, I'm not doing things that's family oriented unless I'm gonna be somebody's wife." Guy makes it fiance, becomes fiance. He might say, "Hey, love, can I get you to do the dishes?" "Listen, I'm nobody's slave." There's always different shifts. A woman can make a man upgrade a woman, and then, but once she gets it and he asks her to do something on a traditional level, be like, "Fuck it, like you don't own me." And I think that's one of the worst situations you can ever be in as a man is that you kept doing everything to please a woman, and you ask for the minimum, and you get disrespected in the end. That's why I say, listen, the worst thing you can do as a man, this is me personally talking, is pay for all the bills and get disrespected in the end. I'll let a light cut off. I'll let a light cut off. I'll let a tile blow out. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen, I'm not the person you people. If you ever think I'm going to let that slide.
Yeah. Hey, look, we both yeah. I'm gonna go light a candle.
Yeah,
Hey,
and this got my candle lit. You know, I got candles.
so I want I'm the same way. I want my goddamn apology.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit in the dog until I get it. But look, this happens a lot. Look, if you want traditional men, you have to be a traditional woman, and not the slavery side of the woman. Like that shit. I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it, but I will say this: like even Kevin Samuels did a breakdown on it, and he was like, "Look, eventually, like people made in the old school days, people made deals. It wasn't just the women took everything and didn't get nothing out of it, right? They got their rocks off. They did their thing behind men's back. Just everything on a certain level. Like it wasn't nothing. None of that shit was really just one sided, so to speak. But I ain't trying to get too far into that. But right now we building a culture where a lot of shit is becoming one sided, and it's under the notion that it was one sided before, so it's okay to flip it now. And but it's still one sided, so you still don't fix anything. So look, nowadays people just got to be comfortable with give and take, but you can't like keep going back and forth. And that's what's happening. A lot of females say, "Well, look, back in the day, men had all this. Cool. What you got now? Now you got it all. Cool. You gonna have to give up some of your power, just like men had their power stripped away from them due to rights and changes throughout history and time. So now you got to meet in the middle. But now this is a problem because women typically don't want to give up that leverage, that power that they come into contact with, the freedom, all that shit, right? So, and on that note,
All right, man. We ain't gotta keep going.
whatever. I went there. Look, people will pick about what traditional men did, right? What all they gave, but they're not looking at what all the traditional women gave at the same time. So that when men talk about cooking and cleaning, I don't know too many men that really stand on cooking and cleaning 100% from their woman. A lot of men I know they cook and clean too. Like, we people have these arguments, and that shit's not reality. But at the end of the day, people got to build on give and take. Like I say, cooking and cleaning, they go both ways. A lot of things go both ways. So, but we can't build a culture to where if men say they woman got to be able to give something, then all of a sudden these men not real men no more. So I ain't on that note.
All right, brother. Want to sign us off, man? You looking cool drinking a little red sippy cup. My fault, red double cup. My fault.
Anyway, all right. So appreciate your time. Thank you for tapping in. Talking that Talk Official podcast. Hit that YouTube link in our bios up top. Got No Ordinary Brother. I go by the name of King Exodus. We out.
All right, y'all.